This is a weekly health exposé because when prevention is buried, we dig. Special edition issue 07, September 24th, 2025. Reverse diabetes naturally in 90 days. No pills. An investigative series by Professor MarkAnthony Nze, investigative journalist, public intellectual, global governance analyst, health and social care expert, international business and immigration law professional. Published by People and Polity Incorporated, New York. Editorial statement. Africa Digital News New York Weekly Health Exposé. At Africa Digital News New York, we make a singular pledge to our readers. When prevention is buried, we dig. The global epidemic of type 2 diabetes has been smothered under decades of misdirection. The narrative has been reduced to finger prick numbers, genetic fatalism, and lifelong dependence on pharmaceuticals. Yet, the truth is far from damning and far more liberating. Type 2 diabetes is not an inevitable fate, it is a manufactured epidemic. It is born of ultra-processed foods, sustained by pharmaceutical profits and protected by governments too entangled with corporate interests to confront the real causes. This health exposé does not flatter the powerful. It does not recycle the tired rhetoric of personal responsibility. Instead, it uncovers what has been buried. That insulin resistance is reversible. That remission is possible in as little as 90 days. And that the body, given the right environment, can heal itself. We have traced the roots, the engineered diets that fuel disease, the lobbies that silence prevention, the stress and sleeplessness that sabotage metabolism, the microbial ecosystems neglected by modern medicine, and the cultural traditions that once safeguarded human health but were eroded by colonization and global commerce. We have exposed the mechanics of profit that keep billions locked in cycles of dependency, while lifestyle cures, cheaper, safer, and scientifically proven, remain ignored. This is not reporting for its own sake, it is a call to reclaim health from the grip of industry and indifference. It is an invitation to governments to put prevention before profit, to medical systems to prescribe food before drugs, and to communities to rediscover the cultural wisdom that once kept disease at bay. Our readers deserve more than platitudes. They deserve truth with consequences. And so, we deliver it relentlessly, courageously, without compromise. Because to expose is not to shock, it is to awaken. And awakening is the first step toward healing. The editorial board, People and Polity Incorporated, New York. Executive summary. Type 2 diabetes has long been presented as a chronic, progressive condition requiring lifelong management. The prevailing medical model emphasizes glucose control through pharmaceuticals, leaving patients dependent on drugs rather than empowered to heal. Yet, mounting evidence reveals a starkly different reality. Type 2 diabetes is largely preventable and, in many cases, reversible within months through lifestyle interventions that address its true root causes. This 12-part exposé dismantles the myths, uncovers the hidden drivers, and lays out a blueprint for a new era of metabolic health. The series begins with the origins of insulin resistance in Part 1, tracing its roots to ultra-processed foods, red meat overconsumption, gut microbiome disruption, and mitochondrial dysfunction. It then explores how the modern food trap systematically engineers overconsumption, displaces whole foods, and drives the epidemic in Part 2. From there, it exposes Big Pharma's profit model, which thrives on lifelong management rather than cures, ensuring dietary solutions remain marginalized in Part 3. Against this backdrop, the series presents the science of reversal, a structured 90-day reset that can normalize insulin sensitivity through targeted nutrition in Part 4, fasting in Part 6, exercise in Part 7, while addressing overlooked markers of metabolic health beyond glucose in Part 5. The evidence is clear. Remission is not theoretical, but reproducible when the body is given the chance to heal. The narrative deepens by uncovering hidden dimensions. The gut microbiome's role, as learned in Part 8, the metabolic sabotage of chronic stress and cortisol, as will be seen in Part 9, and the protective power of ancestral diets and cultural wisdom in Part 10. Together, these parts reveal how modernity dismantled natural safeguards that once kept diabetes rare. The investigation culminates in an examination of the political economy in Part 11, where food corporations, pharmaceutical lobbies, and policy neglect sustain the epidemic. It concludes by envisioning the future of healing in Part 12, a paradigm shift where food is medicine, fasting is therapy, exercise is prescription, stress is treated as biology, and gut health becomes central to care. This series demonstrates that diabetes is not destiny. It is a manufactured epidemic, one that can be dismantled through science, policy, and cultural reform. The tragedy is not that the cure is unknown, it is that it has been ignored. The future of healing lies not in more drugs, but in restoring the body to its natural state of metabolic resilience.